hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Reley Career Talks. I'm your host, Foley.
Hi, and I'm Rebecca.
Yes, and today we have a great show for you today, too. A wonderful entrepreneur known throughout the world as well, too. And I liked our international, too. So I like our guest to introduce herself.
Okay, hi, hello everybody. My name is Nanaya Ampofo. I'll be so short to say that I'm an entrepreneur. I like to put my hands in different pots, and so I want to thank you guys so much for asking me to come on and speak today. It's
Oh,
a little wow.
oh, we had
I
to.
hope I'm ready.
Oh, I had to. So now, yeah, let's go back to the beginning too. Back to shoot when you before you started being an entrepreneur too.
Mhm.
What were I guess what was your hopes and dreams to starting off too? What you always wanted to be when I guess when you grow up.
Right? Yeah, that's such a good question, right? That I think that's the question that like they always ask you. That's the $1 million question. What do you want to be when
Yeah.
you grow up? And I know like in some foreign households, I know specifically a Ghanaian household, African
Hmm.
household, it was like the top things are like lawyer, engineer, doctor, or
Doctor.
something medical,
Top
right?
three.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
yes, and I knew I wanted to be something good or something great, right? So
Mhm.
I felt like, okay, doctor, because that's one of the most prestigious things. So I just always went with doctor. It sounded good, you know? So it was
Mhm.
always doctor, 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 right? So then I got through high school, and then I got to freshman year of school. I went to Mizzou, the University of Missouri,
Mhm.
Columbia. And it was in that biology class freshman year that I knew there was no way that I was going to become a doctor. it was it was at that moment that I said, well, there's that. So
I feel you on that
I
one.
yes,
know.
it was then, like it was no time before, it was then at that moment. So then I thought I was going to do nursing, right? So then like, okay, if I can't be a doctor, I can do nursing. I can do
Mhm.
because then it's like, okay, wait, if I'm gonna be a doctor, I'm gonna go to school for 4 years. Then I'm gonna go to medical school. Then I'm gonna do my residency. Before I
Mhm.
started being a doctor, I'm like, so where's my life, right?
I
That's what I
know.
started. That's what I started thinking. Where's my life? So I was like, that's not gonna work. Something okay, nursing, you get out in 4 years.
Mhm.
You get BSN, RN. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. And then the science still it wasn't it
I
wasn't it
know. It
wasn't
wasn't.
going the right way.
Connection
So
isn't
I was
connecting.
like, no. So
Not at all.
not at all. So I think it was kind of like a roundabout thing because then I left school at Missouri. I came back home. I was going to College of DuPage, COD. Then I took a year off of school. Then I started back in school, but then I completely switched and I went into like broadcasting. Okay, so then I went to the Illinois School of Media. So there I was. They taught us to do a whole bunch of different things: video, web production, and then in 2012 I had kind of got into radio and video production more. So then I kind of switched my focus onto broadcasting and media and stuff like that. It's like I've had so many careers. Career is so funny to me because I feel like schools I've been in them. I've done trade school. I've done university. I've
Mhm.
done community college. I've done so many different things, especially with jobs as well. Like I think that it got to a certain point. I don't know when it hit, but I know people call us millennials or whatever it is. But I think that people started realizing that the way of life or the American work life wasn't normal,
Yeah.
or the 9 to 5 that we were being trained to do, and this pipeline of go to high school, go to college, get a job,
Mhm.
get a house. The things were going, but it's not lining up because even
Yeah.
people, I graduated high school in 2010. So even
Mhm.
people before me, I'm seeing that they're graduating school, they're doing it, but they're not getting a job. They're not
Yeah.
getting so
Oh yeah.
I think everyone, it's kind of like I took a step back and I'm like, okay, wait, maybe this is not all that they say it is supposed to be, or maybe there's a different way. So I definitely took my own way, my own routes.
Mhm.
It's a very twisty and curvy route.
Yeah.
Um, and ultimately, I think the one thing that I realized was that entrepreneurship was always at the heart of that. And it just lied in different sectors. So
Okay.
I do things in media. I have a virtual employment agency where we do online call center, ECS. I'm also starting a marketing agency as well. I'm into clothing and things. So I'm into so many different things. So I think it was learning and understanding and being okay with that you don't have to be this one monolithic thing of what they say you are. I'm a doctor, I'm a title, or I'm a this. You can be or do so many different things. That's why there's people that act and sing and dance, and you can cross over into genres. So I say all of that to say I've answered the question somehow.
Yes,
Oh, yes, you have.
So my question, I was thinking, as you were talking, you said you did this, you went to college, that didn't work out, you went to trade school. So how was that, like, coming from like an African background where were your parents like, I mean, what are you doing? You're not focused. Like, so how did you like overcome that? Because I think that I know at the end goal, yes, you're doing well now, but like through that process, like, how was that? Because I know some people are like, who'll be listening to you wouldn't be like, well, yeah, that's how I feel, or I don't think school is the right way for me to go. So how did you kind of like overcome those challenges, even explain to your parents, they're like, I don't think you're focused. You're doing so many different things. So how would you advise someone else, or how did you go through that process? And, at the end of the day, our parents want us to be successful, but it's kind of like when the path is not looking what they thought it would look like, it's a little bit worrisome to them. So what can you explain this? Like, tell us how it happened for you. And then also like, what would you advise someone else who's going through the same thing? Who hasn't really necessarily found it yet?
A really good question. I think that I think that there's levels to entrepreneurship. And sometimes I think that we think that, I'll speak for myself, sometimes maybe you think you're an entrepreneur until you learn that there's different levels of things that you need to do in order to really be a true entrepreneur, to truly say that you own a business or you have a business. So I feel like now at this point, I finally come full circle from the time that I started doing things independently in 2012. And so now we're in 2021. So we're talking that's like 11 years that we're talking worth of mistakes, trying different things, learning different things, doing so many different things. So I think the first thing is that we shouldn't look at it as like you reached a destination, right? Because I think that's the thing with entrepreneurship. It's literally up and down. There's a day you're like, you're doing great. Then there's a day you're like, what am I doing? Then there's a day like, nah, it's okay. And it just goes up and down. And then in terms of, I think, saying that to your parents or making people understand, I think that it gets to a place where you really have to channel yourself. I'm kind of a person that I'm a little bit outspoken sometimes. So I'll be honest about how I feel about something because I consider myself an honest person. So I would just say things about how I will really say how I feel. I think you just have to be okay with people not understanding or not agreeing with you, because I don't think that necessarily they're like, yes, you've hit it at this moment either. It's coming, it's coming, but I don't think it's reached that level. So I think it really has to be you focusing on what you think you can do. Because at the end of the day, when you really think about it, you're the one that's going to be doing it. No matter what people say. And I always tell people, sometimes you just have to, I always say, I consider myself an A and B person. It's either this or it's either that. So either you're going to do what everyone says you're going to do, and then you're going to be miserable in your life, or you're going to do what you want to do, and you're going to find your way to work it out. Even if you do it and you decide you want to do something else or shift to something else, it doesn't mean that it's failure. But a lot of people, sometimes it's fear that they project onto you. And then to another credit that I'll give, I think even African parents or parents that have migrated into the US, I think that that's also what they were taught at that time. Right? There was no e-commerce. There was no any of these online things that we have. So it was go to school, get a job. That's how you get money. But now I think it's just a little bit hard for them to grasp that concept of how much you can do within technology, because you can be doing something, working from home on your computer all day, and they'll think that, yeah, just on your computer all day, but not knowing that yet. So I think
you're like, I'm trying to make you money, all right?
You understand? They'll be like, how can you? Like my mom just found out that people on YouTube make money, and she's like beside herself. She's like, and do you know they make money on YouTube? I'm like, what? They do?
Do you see these dollar bills?
So I think that, and to their credit, I mean, that's part of how they came up and what they had to do. So I don't really discredit them. I kind of, you have to understand the fact that they won't understand. It kind of has to be an end result thing that they see to see the whole vision. But I think that's almost like anything with life though. So
yeah. And it's funny too, because we see our parents, and one thing that I like about their side is like, okay, prove to me. And it's like, it gives you the motivation. I'm gonna prove to you that I can do this as well too. And when you prove it, you say, oh, you see, this was a test. I knew you were going to do it.
I was already supporting you all along. That's what I was saying. And like,
call their friends like, hey, that's why my son, you don't know.
And like, you see my daughter,
I know.
she's doing this and this now. It's just so funny. And it's like, enduring it, they're like, yo, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's definitely
so shaky going.
It's a little shaky too. I want to talk a little bit about your staffing agency too, the ECS. How did you get started with that too?
Okay.
Like how did you even get motivated to start a staffing agency, especially because it's very competitive market too?
Yes, definitely. So I'm always kind of, I travel, like I'm into doing things here and then also trying to do business elsewhere in Ghana and other places. So I've really been trying to hone in on my ways to create remote opportunities for myself to make money so that regardless of where I am, I can make money. So I started an agency, we're like an employment agency, and it's called Elite Career Service. So at this moment, what we do essentially is we connect people with jobs, people that want to work remotely from home. They work as independent contractors, and we're currently partnered with an online platform that has a list of Fortune 500 companies that they can choose to work from. So they choose which company they want to work for, which would come with their associated pay, anywhere from $12 to $17 per hour, and they can work all from the comfort of their own home. And I just felt like one thing that I've always done is jobs. I've always done a different array of jobs. And then I've always also been in customer service. And I've always told people that customer service is actually, if you can deal with the calls and dealing with talking with people, it's really not a bad industry to get into because it can be kind of lucrative and you can really make some money, especially now with things being COVID and, everyone's kind of more on the remote and work from home. I just thought it was a really great opportunity to start. So as of right now, that's what we're offering. And then we're trying to also open up and offer more data entry jobs, as well as non-traditional courses and things like that. So as of right now, we are doing the online call center, and then we're just going to try and branch out and do as much as we can.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah. That's really nice. So, okay, so we just talked about your previous, what you're doing now. Is there what are you doing in Ghana? Because, you're here, but then you're also tapping into that market over there. So what's going on in Ghana?
Chilling with celebrities.
I'm not. Don't look for me like that. That's not true.
Ollie's been talking a big game.
That's not true. That's not true. Well, Ghana, wow. What isn't there to do in Ghana? One thing I will say is that Ghana is a country that is still developing. Not that it is underdeveloped in some ways, but not in the ways that a lot of people think, right? Like some people think that I won't even say African American, some people, even Africans that haven't been to Ghana or even Africa still think that, you won't get internet, there's no rules, there's no this, there's no that. So
there's no rules and lights.
The opportunities in Ghana, because there is still places to develop, are really endless. So there's a number of ways I think to invest in Ghana. And I also feel like young diasporans and just people in general, wherever country you're from, really need to go back and look into see what you can do, because there's a lot of people that are capitalizing on this, right? Because there's a lot of Indians in Ghana, and there's a lot of Asians in Ghana, and there's a lot of Lebanese in Ghana, and different nationalities that are really, if there was nothing there, they wouldn't be
there.
Yeah.
You're so right.
Exactly. So one of the things I actually started with was I had like a little food joint in East Legon that we were working with. As of right now, we're changing locations. So I'm going to get a different locations, and we're going to do kind of like a bigger and better concept. So I think that there's a lot of industries in Ghana to focus in on. And so the first one I'm working with is the food industry. And then I'm also going to get into doing some media productions as well this year. So
nice. Yeah. Well, is it like when you say food industry, is it like a little like what is it? Not like a, is like a restaurant, or
Yes,
are you
it
like
was
serving
like
like snacks, like those
it,
type of, what do you?
It was like a takeaway joint. So we sold like
Oh,
jollof
okay.
rice, chicken, fish, all kinds of like different drinks,
Okay.
natural juices and stuff like that. Yeah. So
Okay,
Oh,
sounds
wow.
good.
Sounds good too.
Yeah, no, I am hungry.
so when we open our new location, I'm gonna
We're coming to
send you guys
Ghana.
the
I
info.
know.
Exactly.
So, also wanted to talk about your media production background too. You used to host a radio show as
Yeah.
well too back in the day.
Yeah.
Do you still continue to do that as well too? I know you mentioned about trying to get back into it in Ghana. Are you still going to continue on doing that?
Yeah, so you're right. I did used to do a lot of I did used to do some radio and some video work. Video was always kind of like my first baby, so now I'm trying to focus more on video work. So yeah, I actually do have some productions that I want to do in Ghana as well, and then I'm gonna see if I can try and get 1 or 2 pieces done here before I go. But yeah, media is something that I want to get back into heavily now. See, the thing with me in media was that I always kind of knew I wanted to produce my own content. So I wanted to make sure that I arranged my people and my help and everything to do what I wanted to do. And I feel like now I finally reached that point where I can put out the type of content that I want to put out. So yeah, I'm actually really excited for this year and next year to see some really exciting stuff come out.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like how you mentioned, putting your contact as well too, so you can tell our stories
Exactly.
realistically
Yes.
instead of someone outside's
Mhm.
own perception of what, they think we are too. So that's a
Right.
really good point too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's good.
Mhm.
So our last question, I think you kind of like touched on it a little bit. We touched on like little things that you're going to be doing. So what can we, how, first of all, how can someone reach you with your business here, your staffing agency here, and also what are some of the things, like 2 things that you're going to be doing in 2021, the rest of this year, moving forward, that we should actually look out for from you?
Okay, that's great. So let's see, 2 things in 2021. I'm going to be launching some online, like an e-commerce store, so you can look out for that. And then my marketing agency, we're going to try and get that pushed out. We're going to be building online e-commerce stores for people, and then also helping people with their e-commerce marketing and stuff like that. So
Nice.
I mean, I would say those 2 things to look out for sure. And then to get in contact with me, okay, personally, my personal Instagram is Yaleji. That's YAA_LEDZI. And then if you are interested in getting a job, we are hiring for remote customer service representatives. You can make anywhere from $12 to $17 per hour, pick your own hours and create your own schedule. So you can visit us at www. No one says that anymore, right? We don't say www anymore.
I do, but
okay. I'm like, they'll look at us like, how, what? That was the thing. You had
what
to
is
say
that?
before, right? Right. You can find us at elitecareerservice.com, and then we're on Facebook and Instagram. You can type in Elite Career Service, and then we'll pop up on Instagram, Facebook.
Question about those positions: are those full-time or part and
So those
part-time?
are full-time and part-time. You can pick your schedule. There is a minimum 15 hours per week, but outside of that, you can pick up to how many hours you're ready to work.
Okay, wow.
Okay.
See
That's
that?
exciting.
That's a good
That's a
side
good
hustle
plug
to have
right there.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people trying to get some side money.
I know.
For
Exactly.
the hot girl summer this year.
Oh,
Right.
you cannot just.
It's real.
Yeah, but thank you so
Thank
much for
you
being
so
on
much.
our show as well too, guys. Please, hit her up if you have any questions. Please go on our IG.
Feel free, hit me
Yeah,
up.
feel free as well too. You contact us as well so we can send it to her as well too. But thank you so much,
Yes,
yeah,
thank
for
you
coming.
for having
We had a
me.
good
We
time.
appreciate it.
Yes,
Thank
and
you.
we'll talk in. This might date the show, but happy belated birthday.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Happy belated
Yes.
birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care, and thank you
Okay,
so
guys.
much.
Oh, anytime. Thank you so much.
All
Thank
right.
Have a good
you.
one.
You
Bye-bye.
too.
too.
Bye.
Bye. So guys, we just ended an awesome episode with Nanaya. She is a phenomenal woman. As you see, she's gone through and done so many different things, and actually she's doing what she really wants to do. So it was a pleasure to have her, and we will be actually interviewing additional more people. So if you're interested, or you have any topics that you want us to talk about, or any people that you'd like us to interview, or even if you want to be interviewed yourself, because, you know, we really want to be able to highlight what people are doing in our in the area, and also internationally as well.
Yes.
So
yeah, so you can we can also be reached on our website, which is www.releycareerservice.com. We do resume services, mock interviews, cover letters, as well as career counseling. So if you have any questions, there's a submission page where you can ask questions or submit requests to do those services that I listed earlier. And also you can reach us on our social media site, which is Reley Career Services LLC, which is IG, Facebook, and LinkedIn as well too. One day we'll get a Twitter. So
I don't know.
Yeah.
Totally managing the Twitter.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, but we had a great show today, and you guys take care.
Take care.